Hey everybody, back with another video. Today is Proverb 17 of the Proverb series, and we're reading in the New King James Version. And starting with verse 1, better is a dry morsel with quietness than a house full of feasting with strife. What this is saying is it's better to live a quiet life, lacking earthly things or lacking treasures, live a quiet life than a house full of evilness and strife and just arguments, but filled with treasure. Verse 2, a wise servant will rule over a son who causes shame, and will share an inheritance among the brothers. A wise, God-fearing, servant, I doubt any of us have servants, but what it's saying is it's comparing, it's better to have a wise servant. The wise servant is going to be exalted even more than the son of the man. It's saying that a son should not bring shame. You need to be wise and obey and not bring shame to a family. Verse 3, the refining pot is for silver, and the furnace for gold, but the Lord tests the hearts. Now this one is very important. See, when silver or gold gets purified, it goes into the refining pot. It melts it down. It makes it really, really hot. It melts it down, and then it purifies it. See, the Lord does that with our hearts. We go through trials in our life, and we go through hard times. But if we endure through that, it strengthens us, and it purifies us even more. It purifies our heart even more, because we end up becoming more grateful for the grace that He's given us. And don't look at the trials in your life as a punishment from God. See it as a training and purifying moment. Verse 4, an evildoer gives heed to false lips, a liar listens eagerly to a spiteful tongue. So if you lie a lot and you just always say false things, you're going to end up listening also to false things, and you're just going to be deceived your whole life. Verse 5, he who mocks the poor reproaches his maker, but he who is glad at calamity will not go unpunished. So be kind to the poor, and because if you don't care for the poor and you just mock at them, then you're reproaching God. Verse 6, children's children are the crown of old men, and the glory of children is their father. So, father, be there for your kids, because that you're important to them. And also for the grandparents, your grandchildren, you need to also honor them, but also be a example to them. Especially also the fathers, be an example to them, a good example to them. Verse 7, excellent speech is not becoming to a fool, much less lying lips to a prince. So, a fool is not going to be speaking excellently or saying the right things at the right time. They're just going to be speaking foolishness at all times. Verse 8, a present is a precious stone in the eyes of its possessor. Wherever he turns, he prospers. This is talk about bribery and how bribery it can be used as a tool among people, but it messes with judgment. Verse 9, he who covers a transgression seeks love, but he who repeats a matter separates friends. So what this is saying is, if someone's messed up in your life and you care about them and you have a relationship with them, you should forgive them and keep it between yourselves. But he who repeats a matter, in other words, he who gossips about what they've done, or makes a big deal out of it and puts them down for it and just spreads rumors about it, is you're separating that relationship. It's better to cover a transgression, to forgive them, to tell them that it's okay, but we need to work harder and move on from this. Verse 10, rebuke is more effective for a wise man than 100 blows on a fool. So a wise person will accept when he is corrected, but a fool will just always think he's right. Verse 11, an evil man seeks only rebellion, therefore a cruel messenger will be sent against him. Verse 12, let a man meet a bear robbed of her cubs rather than a fool in his folly. See, what this is saying is it's better to go up against a bear that is angry because she lost her cubs than it is to go up to a fool who is going to act on his folly, who's going to do a foolish thing. And saying that a fool in his folly is very dangerous. Verse 13, whoever rewards evil for good, evil will not depart from his house. Verse 14, the beginning of strife is like releasing water. Therefore stop contention before a quarrel starts. Try to de-escalate situations before they turn into an argument or a fight. Verse 15, he who justifies the wicked and he who condemns the just, both of them are like an abomination to the Lord. Verse 16, why is there in the hand of a fool the purchase price of wisdom, since he has no heart for it? So a fool cannot buy wisdom. A fool can only seek wisdom from God and fear the Lord. That's the only way to achieve wisdom. Verse 17, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. So a true friend will love at all times and be there for you. And a brother is there at all times, and even during the hard times, they will be with you during those times. Verse 18, a man devoid of understanding shakes hands in pledge and becomes surety for his friend. See, we talked about this a while ago in one of the other Proverbs. Don't be so sure of your friend's debt, so your friend's position, that you take his place. Don't be so sure of that, because don't become the debt for your friend. Let your friend take care of his own debts, but you can help them, but don't become the debt. Don't become the issue or the problem. Verse 19, he who loves transgression loves strife, and he who exalts his gate seeks destruction. Verse 20, he who has a deceitful heart finds no good, and he who has perverse tongue falls into evil. Verse 21, he who begets a scoffer does so to his sorrow, and father of a fool has no joy. Verse 22, a merry heart does good like medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bones. So strive to have peace and joy in your heart, and the only way through that is to have Christ with you and Christ in your heart. Verse 23, a wicked man accepts a bribe behind the back to pervert the ways of justice. Again, talking about bribes. Don't take bribes because they affect judgment and they affect what should be done. Verse 24, wisdom is in the sight of him who has understanding, but the eyes of a fool are at the ends of the earth. Verse 25, a foolish son is a grief to his father, and bitterness to her who bore him. So, again, don't be a foolish son or a foolish daughter. Be respectable. Be obedient to your parents. Verse 26, also to punish the righteous is not good, nor to strike princes for their uprightness. Verse 27, he who has knowledge spares his words, and a man of understanding is of calm spirit. Verse 28, even a fool is counted wise when he holds his peace. When he shuts his lips, he is considered perceptive. What this is saying is, a true man of wisdom has a calm spirit. He watches his mouth. And even a foolish person is counted wise when he shuts his mouth. And I think more people need to listen to that. If you say nothing but foolish things, sometimes it's just better to shut your mouth at times. And that's just the truth. But God even says, if you know you're foolish and you accept that, then just don't talk as much. So that's the end of Proverbs chapter 17. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow for Proverbs 18. God bless.